Welcome to another Mykayakcoach lesson. Today is paddling in the ocean. I'm going to first of all start out with paddling out to sea. And when you paddle out to sea, two things that I find are the most important parts to enable you to get the most boat run the whole time is keeping your feet firm on the pedals, and secondly keeping your chin up and looking out so you can see the whole ocean and see what's happening. At the moment I'm focusing on those big dark clouds out in front so I can see the swell from my left and right and straight ahead. Now the reason you need to look straight ahead and sides, because you can see just there, although I'm not moving, there's a slapping of the boat. And what that does is that breaks my boat run down. So you could imagine over an hour and a half, or even more, how many times you slap over a wave and the boat stops. You've got to get that going again. So you need to look where you can position yourself best on the swells going out as well. So here I'm just keeping my head up, keeping a good rhythm, but more importantly, I'm steering away from the steepest part of the swell, because when it goes up and slaps down, as I said, I'm 85 kilos, skis 15 kilos, there's 100 kilos I have to keep getting going every time. But if I steer to where it's not as steep, I don't lose that boat run and I become more efficient, and I find it easier to keep going the whole time. The more efficient you are in your paddling, the faster you'll go and the more you'll enjoy it. Another part of tricky paddling is dealing with rebound. And this is the part where people get a little bit uncomfortable. So here in this lesson, we're having a group chat about what to aim for, what to look for as we're going near these rocks. I'm going to look to see, first of all, what's the safest way to go? Where is there no reefs and where is there no rocks? And outside of that, then I'm looking to see where I can get some assistance. We're pushing into a bit of a southerly swell here, not much. So I need to look to see where I can get some rebound. Up ahead to my left, I can see a bit of a reef, and I know the tide's a bit higher. So if the race was to come back, I know I can catch a little bit of a swell or a wave there to get a bit of assistance. But the whole time again, head up, looking around and staying on my pedals. That way, I can steer if necessary if I get into a little bit of trouble. With the group today, we were learning to relax our hips so we can roll with the waves, because they're going to come from both left and right now because the swell pushes against the cliffs and then it's got to go back out to sea. So if you can stay relaxed within your hips, you can roll as the boat goes through. I'll show you some drills in a moment, but the group here was really going to focus on keeping those soft, easy, relaxed, elastic typed hips so they can roll with the swell as they get a bit closer. As you can see there, a bit of a swell came in and one of the paddlers braced. That's okay and feels more comfortable. Now the drills that you need to do are as follows.
The same spot near Gutter where we can do this. See what I'm doing? Everybody do it. Everybody side to side, side to side. Really tipping it over, side to side. Until you paddle in the water. Get your ski over. Get those hips relaxed. You can do it. The worst thing that's going to happen to you is you're going to fall in. That's the worst thing. What's worse than that is not trying. That's worse. So let's go side to side. Come on, get your hips. Now you can feel from your hips to your ribs where they need to be flexible. Get it over, Steve. Come on. That. Rolling. Worst thing's going to happen is you're going to fall in. That's the worst thing. What's worse? Not trying.
Knowing your surroundings is very, very important when you're paddling for a number of reasons, obviously for your safety, but where you can get a bit of assistance. As I said to you before, I'd had a look to see that reef was breaking as I was going into it. Now I'm coming back. I've aimed myself for that reef and close. Now I knew how high the tide was and I knew what was safe because I'd watched my surroundings. Now I'm a little off the pack at the moment, so I'm coming up to this reef and yeah, it looks like I'm cutting it short. And remember, safety first. Don't do this if you're not feeling comfortable and safe, because the ocean can throw up anything. But all of a sudden when I've come in close, I get a little bit of a lift on the swell here. I adjust my pedals because I've always got them tight, and a bang, I'm away. And as you can see here, I'm getting to go quite fast and past and catching up to some of the paddlers. So remember, always know your surroundings. It's so important to know what's going on where you're paddling. Well, runners, one of the things we enjoy most. Although today was a little bit tricky because they were a bit smaller and there wasn't so much rest. Again, the few tips that you need to do: keep your head up, have a look to choose your right line. Choosing the right line is the most important. Keeping the rating up, never let your catch go, and making sure when they're a bit smaller that you're not nose diving, but you're working hard the whole time. And as you come up to some of the other paddlers, well, you've always got to remember you don't know what they're going to do. So you've got to adjust yourself on your runners so you don't run into them. So like here, me, so a little bit close, but all part of the fun of catching runners. So keep your head up, keep your feet on the pedals, enjoy your paddling, but more importantly, when you're catching swells, please think about what you're doing and why you're doing it, and choose the right line. If you choose the right line, surf the runners to the best of your ability, you'll always do well. Good luck.